There are scenes in the Fantastic Four marketing that are not in the film. There's obviously actors that were completely cut, such as John Malkovich. So, are we ever going to see them? Well, the director of the film says no. Yes, there is a longer, essentially a director's cut like there was of Age of Ultron, which was about 45 minutes longer, but we're never going to see it because Disney and Marvel are not in the business of releasing that. So this comes at us directly from director Matt Shakman, who was talking about Fantastic Four First Steps, the film's release, and, well, he was just asked, what happened to John Malkovich? You guys made a big deal out of getting him. He's in the trailer. There's other scenes in the trailer that don't make it into the film. There seems to be missing dialogue. There seems to be a whole lot of stuff that happened. Well, he wanted to talk a little bit about this, and he said that there was a whole different opening sequence that included Red Ghost, the Mad Thinker, and Mole Man. Mole Man, they kept a small element of that to set up his story, but Red Ghost and Mad Thinker actually had more prominent roles that also tied much deeper into the film. He reveals that those were obviously cut. And he says that there was a whole idea here of building out the future foundation of how they defeated all three of these villains very early on. It was a prolonged action sequence, all meant for world building and to establish how long they've been around, the heroes they fought, instead of just a quick montage. And then he reveals that there was a full-on sequence of Red Ghost trying to steal a rocket ship with his apes, Reed defeating him, all of them fighting Red Ghost, him being captured, the super apes and all that, and of course the scene that made it out of that was the super ape being kicked into water. And he said that there's still a lot more he can't even discuss, but that's just some of the stuff that he does discuss. And then when people asked him, well, is there any way that we could see this? What's going on with it? He said that those sequences are complete. They are done. Then he said there are some other sequences from other aspects of the film that are not complete that would take a lot more time and money. But he does confirm that there is essentially a much longer director's cut version of the film, but he says we're not going to see it. And, this makes sense. We're never going to see it. We know that multiple films have longer cuts. Again, in the intro, I mentioned Age of Ultron. We also know that there's an extended cut of Black Panther 1. We know that there's multiple extended cuts of various films. I know Iron Man 2 has a longer cut. Iron Man 3 has a way longer cut. And not just the international cut either. Like, I'm talking the English version also has a much longer cut that's never going to see the light of day. That's way superior. It's just how it goes. It's unfortunate, but it's how it goes. Now, I would love to see First Steps get some sort of release. I would love to see this extra content, but I get why Marvel doesn't want to, and I get it. They're like, it's our vision. It's the one film. That's the final one. The old days of director's cut and special cuts and all that are no longer really a thing. That was a marketing tactic to sell more DVDs and early Blu-rays. But now it's pointless, and to them, they don't see a point of it. And I kind of get it. Even if I do wish we got it, I get from their perspective why we won't. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will. And if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.